Yo, K-Pace guy here. Hey, so you probably realize that that's not K-Pace guy here. I'm over here, but we're at John Paul's house for a couple of reasons. We're gonna do a full tour of his home theater right after this video, so stay tuned for that. But I let him borrow my Ultra Elevations right there because I gave him. Whoa, I'm gonna drop my phone. Wow. I let him. I sold him my primes a long time ago. There's a set here, and he's using another set for a different situation over there. But I wanted him to live with these for how long it's been? Maybe close to 3 weeks or so. You've had it. I wanted him to come and tell us primes versus ultras. If you have ultra elevations right now, are they worth upgrading to primes? And then if you don't have either or, should you go get the primes while they're on a huge sale or go for the ultras? I want to know if he's heard any differences. So this is really going to be his video telling us what the big idea is. So John Paul, you have the floor. What have you thought about the ultras now that you've had them for about 3 weeks? What's your take?
Well, they're definitely bigger. That's the first thing. So the driver's, of course, an inch bigger. But the first thing I did when I had them, I've got one of those Dolby demo discs, and I did the helicopter scene. And it's really hard to tell because, they look bigger, but at the same time, I think part of it is the placebo effect because they're just so much more massive. They're a nightmare to mount. I mean, they're 12 pounds, so I about put a hole in the wall. I'm never putting these back up when I take them down.
Yeah.
But anywho, they look great, but I personally, I've had the Prime since January of 2024, so it's been over a year.
Yeah.
I don't tell a whole lot of difference. They don't stick out to me.
Sure.
And I do a lot of multi-channel listening. That's how I listen to music and stuff and movies. I don't tell a whole lot of difference. When something pans from front to back Atmos, it's not
Still
major.
sounds the same.
If the Ultras were to look exactly like the Primes did, and I were to have them side by side, and placebo effect wasn't in the picture, I don't think I'd tell much of a difference.
Wow.
I don't. And I personally would really only get them for the way they look, because they look great. I mean, they stand out. They just make this room look more serious. And you walk in here, and if you look up a little bit, you see them.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think I would have them with the girls on. I mean, they look great by themselves.
For sure. So let me ask you this question real quick. So what if you didn't have primes or ultras? Are the ultras the best bang for your buck when it comes to Atmos speakers? Because he has some Kef Atmos speakers here that he's using for side surround, which is kind of perfect for it because the angle, you can put them down. But these are Atmos speakers too, but they can only be wall mounted. They can't go on the ceiling like the SVS can. A lot of other companies can only be wall mounted. They can't go on the ceiling like SVS can. So if I'm a new person to Dolby Atmos and I want to buy some Atmos speakers, is that the best speaker to go for, or do you think there's other things out there? I don't know how much you know about other Atmos speakers, but what do you think?
I think for the Primes, I mean, they go for $250. I would definitely go for that.
Go for
They're double the price.
Yeah.
I don't think they're double the performance unless you're strictly building a theater how it looks. You don't care how it sounds.
Right.
Then maybe save up for these. But for me personally, I mean, you can tell by looking at these. I've put velvet up here and I've tried to make them hidden, so I don't care what they look like.
Yeah.
If anything, I want the sound to come from wherever it's coming from.
Yeah,
and you not be able to tell.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's enveloping. So I actually, if I had the choice, I would have wrapped these black and done the same that I have.
So you would probably go not glossy. You go black, but not like a glossy finish, so they kind of hide away a little bit better. Would you do that?
I mean, these are white beneath the velvet.
Right.
So,
yeah, they can kind of see it on this side.
Yeah. So
it's white.
I'm gonna wrap it with black velvet regardless.
Right.
I mean, you can see I've wrapped that. I've wrapped the ceiling. I've wrapped the back wall. I like the black subs. This was wrapped black at one point until I got these. So I want everything hidden. So looks is not what I care about.
Right.
It's all about sound.
So if you had a white room, you'd go for the white ones then to make them match with the white ceiling. Okay. So basically, the Ultras are good. There's nothing wrong with them, but because these exist and they still exist right now, you probably should go this route, because on SVS's website, as of maybe 3 weeks ago, They were $245 for the pair. Originally, like over $400. I think those are almost $500 for the pair. But on their website, you can grab these for half price so long as they exist. So John Paul here says, which I kind of said in my video too, if you don't have any of these speakers at all, if you don't have Atmos speakers, I think you should go SVS no matter what. What you choose is up to you. Primes will save you a lot of money and give you 90% of the same sound. Ultras look ultra. They look really good. The bigger driver, the bigger cabinet, it looks more serious, which is honestly a cool aesthetic. But maybe you don't want something that big in your apartment or something like that. So my take is the same as John Paul's. If you don't have Atmos speakers, I think you can't go wrong with either or, but go with one or the other. I don't think there's a better speaker out there that can hang on the ceiling the way that these can, other than like mounting your own bookshelf speaker. Maybe that'll be a choice. But if you have primes now, they're not worth upgrading. And if you have primes now and you're looking for maybe 2 more, go get some more primes. If you want to mix them like John Paul has done, they actually sound very similar to each other.
I would say, I'm not on the R11s. These sound incredible.
Yeah.
So with having these, it's not a big priority for me to upgrade the Atmos. These, sure, the timbre's a little bit different, but with having the speakers that I have, even the primes, let's pretend the primes are back up here. It's not a distraction like there's overhead effects. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It could be better if I had, R3s mounted on the ceiling, which is not
That'd be crazy.
But it's not horrible.
Yeah.
I would say I'm picky. I've been into sound really my whole life in different areas, but it's not horrible with primes on the ceiling and R11s on the floor.
Yeah. Well, cool. I think I'm going to end it there, guys. I told you guys in my review, I like the Ultras. There's nothing wrong with them. If you have primes, don't upgrade. Stick with the primes. If you don't have either or, then pick your whatever you want. And John Paul, after living with them for 3 weeks, having them on at the same time, there is minimal difference. Even in volume, there's minimal difference. So I appreciate you letting me come over here and make this video, because I didn't get to hang them up. I was not going to put holes in my ceiling for a video for SVS. So you already have the primes up there, and they use the same bracket, so you can just swap them out. So thank you for letting me come over and do that. Guys, I know you guys are kind of looking around his room and seeing some things that you want to talk about. We are going to make a tour video right now. So after this video, check the tour video, because a lot of these things in here may seem rather similar to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. John Paul, appreciate you, and we'll see you guys in the next video. K-Pace Guy and John Paul out. Peace.